Almost every country in the world has laws that seem completely ridiculous. Many of them have lost relevance and their meaning over time, but are still valid even today. Violation of such absurd rules can often result in significant administrative fines and even a jail sentence. Let's explore the most bizarre laws in the world that are still in force. China. There are laws in China that not only seem strange, but rather shocking. For example, no one will call an ambulance in case of an emergency because the person who calls the ambulance has to pay for the medical care and subsequent treatment. In the case of a car accident, guilty drivers are not interested in the victim's survival. If the accident is fatal and the victim died, they might only face a hefty fine. However, if a pedestrian survives, the responsible driver has to support them for the rest of their life. If you witness someone drowning in China, it's advised not to save them, as it's considered interference with their fate. Another law requires that a person must be intelligent to enter university, although it's unclear how they measure the level of intelligence required. In Hong Kong, a wife is legally allowed to kill her husband if she discovers he's cheating, but she must do it with her bare hands. Singapore. Prepare to pay $500 if you don't flush the toilet in a public restroom. Chewing gum will cost you $400 in Singapore, as importing and even chewing gum is prohibited. Additionally, feeding birds can lead to a hefty $1,000 fine. Thailand. If you're behind the wheel in Thailand, you must wear a shirt. Also, don't leave your home without underwear. South Korea. In South Korea, traffic police are obligated to report any bribes received during their shift to higher authorities. France. In France, it's forbidden to name pigs after Napoleon. Whether it's a decorative household pet or a regular farm animal, if law enforcement discovers that you've named a pig after the great conqueror and emperor, you'll face a considerable fine. It's also prohibited to land or park flying saucers in vineyards. Switzerland. Another interesting law related to pigs, but this time specifically guinea pigs. Having only one guinea pig is illegal because they are social animals and require at least one more companion of their kind. Having only one such pet in Switzerland might even lead to imprisonment, as it is considered cruelty to animals. Moreover, in Switzerland, it's prohibited to flush the toilet after 10 p.m. Malta. When living or traveling in Malta, think twice about how intensely you run and what facial expression you do it with. There's a law against aggressive running along streets where government buildings are located. Malta's legislators perceive this as a threat to national sovereignty and a potential act of terrorism. Romania. In Romania, it's illegal to be dead for more than 1 year. As absurd as it sounds, in 2016, a Romanian citizen was declared dead, but in 2018, he appeared in court seeking to annul his death. The judiciary denied his request, citing that he had been dead for too long. Netherlands. In the Netherlands, it's forbidden to lock a burglar in the bathroom. If you catch a stranger trying to steal your belongings, holding the criminal in confined spaces until the police arrive is prohibited. The thief can countersue, claiming a violation of his freedom of movement. United Kingdom. While the UK is renowned for its countless pubs, bars, and vibrant nightlife, it also has a law that prohibits patrons of public establishments from being drunk. Perhaps the silliest law in the UK is the ban on dying in the Houses of Parliament. This law was enacted in 1313 and is quite straightforward. If you die in Parliament, the state is obligated to cover the cost of your funeral. It is also illegal in the UK to ride a cow while you are drunk, and it is illegal to pick up a salmon when the situation is suspicious. Within the ancient city walls of York, you can kill a person, but only if they are carrying a bow and arrows. Furthermore, it's prohibited to clean a rug on the street from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. United States. The US is a country that has an incredible amount of weird laws. For example, in Illinois, you can be fined $1,000 for hitting rats with a baseball bat, and in Florida, divorced or widowed women are prohibited from parachuting on Sunday. In New Jersey, you can get arrested for slurping or smacking your lips at the table. In Idaho, it is strictly forbidden to fish while sitting on a camel. In Baltimore, it's forbidden to bring lions to the theater. And the state of Arizona prohibits putting donkeys to sleep in the bathroom. You can be fined for it. In New Orleans, it's better not to tie crocodiles to fire hydrants, and in St. Louis, there are specific laws for firefighters. They are not allowed to rescue naked women or those who haven't managed to put on a nightshirt or a robe. Nebraska has a silly law against whale fishing, despite the state being landlocked. In Lehigh, it's prohibited to trade bagel holes. Mathematicians might be shocked after visiting Indiana, where, according to the law, the value of pi is not 3.14 but 4. In Iowa, firefighters are required to undergo a 15-minute training before each fire response. A peculiar law comes from Pensacola, where a woman who dies due to careless use of electrical devices in the bathtub must pay a $100 fine. In Ohio, throwing reptiles is not allowed, while in Texas, shooting bison from the second floor of a hotel is prohibited. And in Alaska, waking up bears to take pictures is not allowed, neither is throwing live moose out of airplanes. In Hartford, Connecticut, crossing the road on hands is forbidden. The list of the world's dumbest laws concludes with a document from the state of New York, where it's officially forbidden to hunt rabbits from a tram. In California, hunting whales from a car is also prohibited.